Mes très chers compatriotes,
My dear compatriots, in these critical moments for our nation, I address you with the gravity and solemnity that the situation requires. The east of our country, in particular the provinces of North Kivu, South Kivu, and Ituri, is facing an unprecedented worsening of the security situation. The Rwanda Defense Forces, in support of their M23 puppets, continue their terrorist enterprise on our territory, sowing terror and desolation among our populations. I share with you the pain and indignation at these barbaric attacks. These acts are not only an attack on the Republic, but an offense to the history and dignity of our people. In these difficult moments, I call you to resilience and above all to resistance in the face of this situation. Let me reassure you, a vigorous and coordinated response is underway against these terrorists and their sponsor, our valiant armed forces of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Symbols of courage and patriotism are fully mobilized, ready to defend every inch of our territory. I personally convened and chaired crisis meetings with a select government team, the military high command, as well as an interagency meeting to assess recent developments in the situation and explore options for repelling the aggressors and reconquer every piece of our territory. To that end, on 28th of January, I appointed Major General Evariste Somo Kakule as military governor of North Kivu to strengthen the coordination of military operations and restore state authority in parallel. We have taken important diplomatic steps, including in the United Nations Security Council and in the Luanda peace process, to which we remain fully committed despite the obstacles. We prefer the path of dialogue, but always with lucidity, while remaining firmly resolved to defend our territory and sovereignty by all necessary means. But this fight is not only that of the FRDC, it is the fight of an entire people, the fight of our Congolese identity in order to bequeath to future generations a prosperous and peaceful country to all our compatriots in every province, every city, every territory and every village, as well as those of the diaspora. Regardless of ethnicity or political affiliation, let us unite our efforts. Let us give unwavering moral and material support to our valiant soldiers. Let us mobilize as one man to defend our sovereignty and safeguard our territorial integrity. I am fully aware of the suffering of our compatriots fleeing hostilities. The government is instructed to activate the humanitarian emergency plan to assist the displaced. To you, inhabitants of Goma and its surroundings, I deeply feel your pain, which is also mine. It crosses our hearts and souls as sons and daughters of the same homeland. But in the face of this test, I urge you to draw on this inner strength that makes the Congolese people great. Resist courageously, show constant vigilance, and remain calm despite adversity. Know that we have not remained inactive. Contingency plans are being prepared to ensure the protection of the civilian population and prevent any escalation of violence. Security arrangements have been strengthened to protect strategic areas, and we are working tirelessly to ensure the functioning of essential services. I would like to pay a solemn tribute to all those who have paid the ultimate price in this struggle for our dignity and sovereignty. I have a pious thought for Major General Peter Siri Mohami, military governor of North Kivu. Drop the weapons in hand. I bow with respect to the memory of all our servicemen and Wasalendo fallen on the field of honor. I'm also thinking of the soldiers of the Southern African Development Community Mission, the Sami DRCs who fight alongside us. To the peacekeepers of MONUSCO who sacrificed their lives for peace, as well as to the countless civilians victims of enemy barbarism. Their courage and sacrifices will never be forgotten, and we carry their torches with the firm determination to complete their noble struggle. I would like to appeal directly to the international community and the African Union.
Rwanda continues to openly and unscrupulously violate the fundamental principles of the Charter of the United Nations, as well as regional agreements. Worse, these actions take place with total impunity and with a clear disregard for international rules and the values that these institutions are supposed to defend. This arrogant attitude that no longer even tries to hide its crimes.
This is an unacceptable provocation to our sovereignty and regional stability. The presence of thousands of Rwandan soldiers on our soil, their political, logistical, and military support for their M23 puppet, and their involvement in the illegal exploitation of our natural resources are leading us straight to an escalation with unpredictable consequences endangering the entire Great Lakes region.
Your silence and inaction in the face of the barbarism of the Kigali regime and the atrocities perpetrated by those deputies on our territory constitute an affront not only to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, but also to the universal values of justice and peace. The Congolese people take note of this passivity, which borders on complicity. Be sure of one thing. The Democratic Republic of the Congo will not allow itself to be humiliated or crushed. We will fight and we will triumph, Congolese women and Congolese. The hour is certainly grave, but our determination is even more unshakable. This critical moment offers us the opportunity to show the world what makes us strong, that is, our unity without which all our efforts would be in vain. I call you to be vigilant, but not to give in to hatred, division, or violence. I condemn, in the strongest terms, the acts of vandalism and looting that have targeted certain diplomatic missions accredited to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, as well as private interests in the city of Kinshasa.
Such irresponsible behavior distorts the healthy expression of our anger at the barbaric aggression imposed on us and casts a shadow over the peaceful demonstrations of support for our valiant armed forces who are fighting with courage and selflessness to defend our sovereignty. Our commitment must remain firm and disciplined. We will win this war through unity. Our courage and sense of responsibility, not through indiscriminate violence and anarchy. This victory will only be possible if every Congolese, wherever he is, takes the full measure of the fight that is ours. I therefore call on the entire nation, men and women, young and old, political actors, economic operators, members of civil society, religious denominations, artists and athletes to mobilize, unite behind our valiant armed forces, and contribute each at his or her own level to the war effort. I have instructed the government to put in place rigorous measures to reduce the lifestyle of institutions and their facilitators so that the resources thus saved be directly redirected to supporting our armed forces in this national effort. I also appeal to the responsibility of the private sector, which is invited to contribute actively to this common cause. Our soldiers are fighting heroically in defense of our territorial integrity and sovereignty. They need our full support, be it moral, material. To the Congolese youth, the pillar of renewed hope for our nation, I urge you to respond massively to the call of the homeland. The time has come to stand up and put your energy and creativity at the service of the nation. We must strengthen our ranks, and every young Congolese ready to defend his country has a place in our armed forces. Do you enlist massively in the army? You are the spearhead of our project, and your mobilization is decisive for the final victory for the brave populations of North Kivu, South Kivu, and Ituri. You are the symbol of Congolese resilience, a source of inspiration for the entire nation. You are not alone in this ordeal. The entire Republic stands with you. United in hope and struggle, together we will face and overcome this ordeal with our valiant armed forces and the valiant patriot Wasalendo, true sentinel of national sovereignty. I pay tribute and express to you, on behalf of the whole Republic, our infinite gratitude and our unwavering pride. Your bravery, your discipline, and your unwavering commitment inspires and mobilizes an entire people determined to defend their territory. Know that the Republic will never abandon you. Your struggle is ours, and your sacrifices will never be forgotten. You embody the honor of the Congolese nation to all my compatriots here and in the diaspora. The Democratic Republic of the Congo will not bend. The Democratic Republic of the Congo will not back down. I will never abandon you. I swear it here. The sun has not ceased to shine on our homeland. Together, hand in hand, we will weather this storm and usher in a new era of peace and prosperity for future generations. May God bless the Democratic Republic of Congo and its people. Thank you.